Hi, I'm Sudh, CEO of impress.ai. In this video series, I'll be answering some of the most common questions we hear about the use of chatbots in recruiting. Let's start with today's question. How can chatbots help in recruiting? There are many use cases for chatbots in recruiting. As long as you follow at least some standardized processes in your recruiting or are looking for greater consistency in your candidate experience, you can definitely benefit from chatbots. There is nothing better than a well-trained human recruiter interacting with candidates and taking them through the hiring process. However, if you're running a recruiting function at scale, it is just not practical for recruiters to speak to all the candidates who apply. And it is difficult to maintain consistency across recruiters and across different kinds of jobs. At the same time, it is becoming increasingly important to deliver a good candidate experience to every candidate who applies for a role at your company, whether they are a relevant candidate or not. They may also be your customer, and their opinion on social media can make or break your employer brand. Let's look at the 8 key functions a chatbot can help recruiters with. First up is employer branding. Employer branding refers to communicating the company culture, growth opportunities, and its diversity and inclusion positioning. This functionality can also be used to show a job preview. This is a very useful function for the candidate to explore a fit with the company, and it also helps lift the employer brand. Second is job matching and recommendation. In many cases, a candidate applying for one role may be more suitable for another role. A chatbot can help you collect basic information about the candidate and show them recommended roles based on their resume. This not only helps candidates select the right roles from a large variety of vacancies, it helps increase the relevance of job applications for the recruiter. That brings us to third, screening. This capability allows you to collect basic information from the candidate to evaluate their eligibility for the role. Do they have the required legal right to work? Are they able to go to the location of the job if needed? What are their notice period and salary expectations? If the candidate is not eligible, this can be communicated before the candidate invests a lot more time into the application. This would mean that both the recruiter and the candidate save time. The fourth functionality on the list is job application. Filling a traditional job application form can lead to candidates getting disengaged. Our customers report that they have seen up to 50% of candidates dropping off at the application stage when they use forms generated on traditional applicant tracking systems. Even when simply asking for the resume as a way to apply for jobs, the drop off can be quite high because the candidate may not have their resume handy. A significant percentage of all drop offs we see is when the candidate is asked for the resume. Just asking for the candidate's LinkedIn profile also doesn't solve this problem because in many cases the candidates may not have an updated profile. So you need an effective way to collect the necessary information to process the candidate's application. Chatbots can be an engaging way to collect the relevant information interactively. The interaction evolves in real time and adapts based on the information received from the candidates. This gives an impression of progress and thus helps reduce drop-offs drastically. Fifth on the list is automated scheduling. Each scheduling task can take up to 15 minutes of time. It can take a much longer time when multiple interviewers are involved. At scale, it is impractical to schedule interviews manually. Chatbots can trigger automated scheduling right after an eligibility check or after the candidate has completed the application form and certain assessments. That brings us to the sixth item on the list, assessments. Chatbots can deliver basic assessments within a conversational experience. This has its advantages because you can advance candidates immediately to the next stage or schedule interviews if the candidate passes the assessment stage. Chatbots can also trigger suitable specialized assessments that can be integrated into the system. Compatibility varies across different providers. However, our customers report that a straight-through processing system can reduce the time it takes for the candidate to complete multiple job application stages from days to minutes. And it does this by minimizing the need for the recruiter intervention in early stages. Next up, and second last on the list, is document collection. Following up with candidates for documents can be a bigger pain than even scheduling. A chatbot link system can help you keep track of documents submitted and even follow up for missing documents. It makes document collection less of an administrative experience on the candidate side and seamless on the recruiter side. Finally, eighth on the list is answering queries. Applying for a job using a form on an ATS can be a one-sided experience. A lot of questions are asked to candidates, but they don't get to ask any. Automated query answering can help answer candidate queries fast and avoid the need for the recruiter to answer thousands of questions manually. Our clients report that they are typically able to resolve over 90% of queries asked by candidates without recruiter intervention. This delivers a truly two-way interactive experience to the candidate and leaves them feeling happier that your company put in the effort to make their experience better. In summary, chatbots can deliver 8 key functionalities for inbound candidates. That's how you can not only reduce the time to qualify candidates by up to 75%, but also deliver a thoughtful candidate experience. That's all for today. Hope that was helpful. See you again next time.